waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by thunder. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
And we're back. Season 5, Episode 1 of Genshin Impact. Anyways, let's get into the game, because so much to do and so little time to do so. Okay, so I'm going to try my best to make this little recap as quickly as possible. And not only that, but also the new information that I need to provide. And the plans for this season. Oh boy. Yes, there's a lot to go through, and I'll try and make this as quickly as possible. But first of all, real quick before we begin, just look at that view. Look at that beautiful view. Sadly, I still have not found a new spot to sit. So currently we are literally standing on top of a statue right now, but this is my best way I can get a decent shot in the background. And actually this is fitting because of what I'm about to talk about. Okay, so recap. last season, Season 4, was mainly just the Summertime Odyssey event.
The world remains constant over the centuries.
Which took place across this map right here. Okay, so this was all of Season 4. So, shouldn't even call it Season 4. It should just be like, this Summertime Odyssey season. Yeah. But anyways, if you didn't see that, just wow, and just, yeah. Originally, Season 4, we were supposed to work on Inazuma here, and even the Chasm, but sadly, we did not. Instead, the entire season was just the Summertime Odyssey, and that's that. As for Season 5 here, we will be working on Inazuma. That's literally the first thing we're going to be working on. Okay, I want to get to the Chasm, but note, we might not get to the Chasm in this season, and there's a reason why. It's because of what's coming up. It turns out that version 3.0, which... Let me see if I can bring this up. Oh, wait, no.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion.
Do I have it? You know what, let me flip over to the photos. Give me a second.
It, alone and unchanging.
Okay, switching screens. There we go. And I don't have it here. Well, anyways, version 3.0, which is bringing Sumeru. Sumeru. It's bringing a bunch of stuff with it, such as brand new story. So Archon Quest Chapter 3, Act 1 and Act 2, which this right here is one of the reasons why we need to get it through Inazuma, and actually more on that in a second. Once the season comes out, there is going to be an event where we can actually get this character here for free by completing the event. However, it turns out, if I'm reading correctly, then again, I might be misreading this, because I could have sworn I read somewheres where there's maybe a way I can skip doing the main story and just go straight for the event. I'm not sure, but what I was mainly reading was that supposedly we're supposed to complete like Act 1 or something of the main story in order to have access to this event here, which is not going to give us much time. But anyways, you know me, I want to try to get the character for free. Yeah. Anyways, if I can bring this next part up, there's also something else that's extremely important, and I can't miss out on this, and so far I haven't seen the requirements on this yet, but out of everything, I cannot miss out on this. There's going to be an event called Lost Riches coming out once 3.0 comes out. You know, the whole new map, the whole new everything. Finally bringing Dendro into the game, yay. But anyways, in the past they've had these events where you can get these mini Sealies, which of course, as we all know, I call them Wisps. Well, anyways, so if you've seen, of course, you've probably seen other people's videos, they have this little floating little pet with them. Well, yeah, those are the mini Sealies, and I was never around to get one of them before. I joined the game way after, and I think they did have one event back when I started the game, but I wasn't far enough into the game, and I still didn't understand everything properly, and just, yeah, I'm pretty sure I missed out on one of them, but I'm not missing out on this one, especially on the fact this one's going to be adding the green version. So, you know me, I like green. Yeah, I cannot pass on it at all. So no matter what I got to do, we have to get it done in order to get the Lost Riches event done, because I want that green silly in the worst kind of way. So, there's that. What else? Oh, okay, so here's the other thing. There's going to be two... I said Wisp. There's going to be two Wish events going on. There's going to be one with this character. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but a brand new 5-star Dendro character, plus, of course, the girl that we can try to get for free, which actually, whether we get her or not during the event, or sorry, the wishing, at least we'll have her from the freebie. And then if we get her from the freebie, then hey, if we can get some extra constellations or whatever, you know. But of course, as you can see, there's also Official and Diona. Anyways, believe it or not, this 5-star is not the one I'm going to go after. I'm actually going to go after the other 5-star event. This one, which is going to be running at the same exact time, which of course is the 5-star Geo God character. And yes, I've been wanting him for a long time, so I'm going to try my my luck on trying to get him. So yes, originally I was going to try and save up for that one new character, which I still don't know anything about yet. It's coming in this new event later down the road. But good gosh, a chance to try to pull for the Geo character here. I can't pass it up. I just can't. I literally can't, because there is already characters I'm deciding on trying to pass up, you know, along the list. But this is one of the ones I can't pass up. Him, Ganyu, Mona, and a few others. I got to try pull for them. Even if I only have a few wishes, I got to try and pull for them. So that's all that in terms of the new stuff. Real quick, I'm just going to run by real quick here 2 things. Now, I originally showed these next 2 photos, this one and the next one, many seasons ago. I think it was either season 1 or season 2. I think it was season 1. And I just wanted to point out that it looks like the schedule is going according to plan from what they originally wanted. Because these pictures here that I found on Google, which of course, note, all the pictures I'm showing so far and all this, these are not my photos. Of course, you know, they're either pulled from Google or they're pulled from Twitter or whatever, you know. So yeah, I didn't take any of these photos. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So it's just good to see that, as we can see, like there's Mondstadt, Lilu, Inazuma, now Sumeru. So actually, this is interesting because I haven't looked at these photos in a while. Fontaine is up next after Sumeru. So I was literally just talking about Fontaine at the end of last season, and I was basically saying that I would love to see, which of course, if it never happens the way how I'm saying, I'm not going to be disappointed. In other words, I'm not putting my hopes up on anything. I'm saying wishful thinking in this, that I would love to see Fontaine be a full, like, large, and I mean really large, steampunk city. Okay, that's just my wishful thinking, if you will. But hey, even if it's just a tiny little thing, I'll be okay with it. Whatever. I'll be okay with whatever they give us. Okay, let me just say it that way. I'm not like hyping up and then like, oh no, it's not what I want, and then be all disappointed. No. It's whatever it is, it'll be fine. It just, again, I would love to see a full large steampunk city, and I'm talking the biggest city in the game ever, just right there, Fontaine. But anyways, there's that, and then there was also this, which of course it looks like they are definitely keeping up with what they said. Which actually, this is interesting now. Here it says Fontaine is a hydro nation. Oh, maybe they use water instead of steam. That would make sense. I mean, you can still have like steampunk like city, but just it'll be water inspired. But anyways, as we can see here, 2022 Sumeru, so at least that's going good. But anyways, I just wanted to follow up those 2 photos there because I showed them many seasons ago, and yeah. Anyways, there's one other photo here, something I mentioned in last season. I finally got a photo of it. I originally said some point last season that there was a point in Mondstadt where they had like these it looked beautiful, and there was like flowers along the lines and stuff, and I looked and looked. I couldn't find anything on it for the main game until I finally found, oh, it was an event, and so far this event has not come back. It was something called the Wind Bloom Festival, and the last time it happened, or should I say the only time it happened, was 2021, and this is the photo I could find. So anyways, I just wanted to point out what I was talking about in last season, because last season, like I said, I didn't have a photo, I didn't have any kind of evidence to try to show like, oh hey, I remember seeing this in the trailer. And yeah, so that was in some kind of trailer or something, and it just always confused me, like, wait, why am I seeing this in the trailer? Because the trailer itself was not for the Windbloom Festival, it's for something else. I don't remember what it was specifically, but it just always confused me that they used that scene where they had the flowers up there, and I'm like, what's with this? It looks different, so what's going on here? But thankfully, I mean, they've not used that since, but yeah, anyways, let's get back to the game. Whoops, wrong screen. But yeah, so that's that info there. So anyways, back to what's planned for this season. Originally, like I said, I wanted to get all of Inazuma, and I wanted to get all of the Chasm, and I wanted to get all that stuff done. But now, time is against me yet again. No matter what, I can't seem to get away from this stupid time issue. Where last season, we were under time restraints on trying to finish the Summertime Odyssey in time before it went away for forever. But now we're against time, we have time restraints on us, so that I need to try to complete Inazuma here entirely, you know, the entire storyline, before version 3.0 comes out. And then once that comes out, then we gotta start on those quests and stuff, at least far enough so that, like I said, I can have access to the different events and whatnot. So I'm gonna hope and pray we can try to fit the Chasm in there at some point, because I desperately need to unlock the Chasm. We need access to that boss in there, and besides, I've been wanting to see the Chasm, and I know everyone else is probably wanting to see it too. So yeah, that's what the game. That's I was gonna say game plan. That's what the plan is so far. And it just sucks. I would even want to work on some more side quests and stuff, get all this stuff done. It's just a list here. Massive list. And I can definitely say that the Summertime Odyssey definitely held up a lot of stuff, because otherwise we would be farther right now. If it wasn't for the Summertime Odyssey, we probably would have been able to get through the main story here and the side quests and whatnot, but no, just constantly running out of time. Now, just to give an idea of what's going on here, in terms of my time, relative time to me, I only have, I think, 2 weeks. I mean, not even 2 weeks. Let me double check here. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm thinking we're still... Oh, my God, I only have 1 week. No, I don't even have 1 week. Wait a minute. If it comes out on the 20... Wait, is it 25th or 26th? Oh, shoot. See, this is what I'm saying. See, I'm busy with other recordings and stuff, other games, other stuff. You know, there's also, you know, life outside of this, and... Oh, come on, game developers. Stop forcing me to rush with everything. Okay, so anyways, yeah, I literally only have like 4 to 5 days to go. Oh my God, I have way less time than I thought. That's cute. That's peachy. That's wonderful. Okay, so we're really gonna have to hammer out these episodes, and I'm probably gonna have to try to do as many episodes as I can within these next few days. Now, thankfully, though, in terms of the event, though, I was reading up that the event itself does not start for 3 weeks. I think. Give me 1 second, BRB. Okay, so yeah, I have way less time than I thought. Big time. Okay, so I literally only have like 4 to 5 days till the update comes out. Okay, that's version 3.0, and then I only have like a day after that till the character event starts.
Alone and unchanging.
If she can shush for a second, there it is. The character event itself, with the free character you can get, starts like the day after on the 20. Well, I think the event 3.0 comes out on the 26th. The character event starts 27th, and there's like 3 different stages to it. The next event part comes out on the 30th, and then the final part comes out on the 2nd of the following month. But I only have till the following week, which is from this moment, right this very second, would be exactly almost 3 full weeks entirely. But that's to get it all done. But no, that's not just the character, the free character. That's also even the wishes as well, because the the wishes like the Geo, that starts, the 5-star Geo character, that also starts at the beginning of the 3.0 update, which again is only in a couple days, well, a few days, and I have literally 2 weeks from that point, exactly 2 weeks from that point, to try to pull for the 5-star Geo character. So basically, we have only a few days to go through all of Inazuma, and then we have a few weeks for the rest. But you may think, oh, that's plenty of time, yada yada. In terms of recording, no, it's not much time at all, because I have other things to do. You know, I can't be here every stinking day recording this game. I have other stuff I have to work on, other recordings, you know, with my normal schedule on my channel, because remember, as I've said in past seasons about Genshin Impact here, this stuff is recorded so far in the past that, you know, this stuff is all for the future. So this is, I mean, even though, of course, all YouTube videos are in the past, technically, but this is massive past. This, I mean, like, right now, Season 5 here, we're probably looking at over a year and a half, a year to a year and a half by the time this season would ever come out, as to me recording right now. Just to give you an idea how far ahead. So you figure, I still have to do all my normal recordings for my normal schedule that's going on right now at this time. Okay? You understand? So, yeah, I have that. And then, of course, I also have my co-op series I record. A series, as in multiple, with Ross, of course. You know, we've got co-op series, different things from Portal Knights to other stuff. And, yeah, that also takes up time. So, even though, again, you may think, oh, 2 weeks, you got plenty of time. No, I don't. And then only having just so much time to record each day, it's a good gosh. Alright, well, anyways, that's as fast as I could to try to catch everyone up, get everything wrapped up, explain what's going on, explain what's planned, and I think there's like one last thing, just in terms of a little update from last season. I was finally able to get Raiden Shogun, all her abilities up to level 6. Okay, so, which actually at the end of the last season, that I believe was like level 4. But I needed more of these thingies. So, yeah. And of course the silver version of that. But anyways, yeah, so she's fully upgraded in terms of that. Oh, also in terms of new stuff with the main team, I was able to upgrade Beto's main attack again. So she's actually as far as I can push her for right now until I can ascend someday later down the road. And I'm of course still working on trying to ascend, or sorry, level up her one main ability, her special that I always use. So yeah, that's up next. So I think I only have one more upgrade for that. And then yeah. I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I might have leveled her up a little bit. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But anyways, real quick, as I was saying earlier about the Chasm, yeah, I need the Chasm to be able to level up this kid. So, yeah. That's the whole reason for that. So I guess I'm going to have to wait even longer to get that kid leveled up. Great! Just great. Yeah. Great. Okay. Anything else? Oh, okay. Whoops. We do need to upgrade the statue. I actually said we were going to do that last season, and then we never did. Okay, so let's upgrade the statue, and then we're going to get back to the main story. Now, where we're at in the main story is not there. Give me a minute.
It's hard to remember.
There we go. Okay, so this is what we've completed so far. Right now, we are Wait, which one's which? I have no idea. I guess we're on this... No, if it's going in order, we should be on that one. Or maybe we're on this one. You know, I don't know. All I know is that we're somewheres over here. Oh, wait, what was this? Oh, joy. Okay, where's the nearest statue? Oh, yeah, and show where we were just at. Whoops. Yep, we were up there that whole time. So, yeah. It's like, okay, now we can get back to work on this game. Alright, finally can upgrade this thing. Okay, so we need to put in 22. Get 60 Primogems, 10 Electro Sigils, and 1 upgrade for the Traveler. Hopefully this season we'll be able to get enough of the Electro Oculus to fully upgrade this thing. Ooh, we're gonna get a Shrine of Depths key next. Nice. The problem is we need 25 of these things. Okie dokie. Well, gotta find them all. Okay, back over to the city. You know, actually it would help if I actually put the quest marker. What? Oh, that's the chasm. I don't want the chasm. I want. I'm like, what the heck is this? I wasn't there whenever we were originally going for the main story we were on, which was Immovable, God, and the Eternal Eleuthymium. No, that's not how you say it. I'm not even trying to pronounce that. 3 wishes. Let's see. Setting foot on Inazuma's main island, Narukami Island, for the first time, you carry your invitation letter to Komor Tea House. Not knowing what might happen next. Wait, is that really it? Is that where we were at? Because I remember we were talking to, what was it, Toma? I think it was? No, I think it was Toma. And he said, but the tea house sounds right. Because we were supposed to meet him at the tea house. Somehow I actually remember that. I don't know how. Let's see, talk to Jean. Drop in there, meet some. Oh, we still need to do that one. Good gosh. Wait, would this unlock that one island? Let's see, Ritou travel permit. Which island is this? Yeah, because see here, this island here is still locked for me. Like, in other words, what I mean by that is, like, if I you know what, let me just show. I could show you faster than me trying to explain this. Watch what happens when I try to leave. There. Hey, stop! Who is there? It's like, oh no, it's someone from the commission. We've been caught. Yeah, without travel permit, you cannot enter or leave. Yeah. This right here. This... Oh, then he even said, did you deliver, yada, yada, yada. Okay, yeah. So maybe if we can quickly do that quest, then I can finally unlock this island, because this has been driving me absolutely insane. I can't get stuff done, because what I have to do, like for example, there's times where I have to go to this island right here. Alright? But I can't use this marker here. I have to actually go, because as you can see, you just saw what happened there. You know, I get stopped. So what I have to do every single time is like teleport to here, or here if I'm feeling, you know, like a Rolling Glide, even though it's normally here. And then travel to this part here, and then take the boat all the way over to right here to go and get the, those old things I showed earlier with the Raiden Shogun upgrade materials. Yeah, I can get some materials from over here, and yeah, I can't. So you know what? Maybe we got to include this in on our stuff. Maybe we should do this right now, because if I can finally unlock this place here, I can't even begin to tell you how helpful that would be. Besides, I think we need to do it anyways for the main story. I know it's not connected to the main story, but I bet you any money it's going to say, oh, you can't continue the main story until you do this. Because that's happened before. We know that's happened before. That happened back in Season 3. Where we... Whoa. How dark everything is. That's spooky. I'm in the wrong spot. It wouldn't even let us, like, continue this or that because we had to constantly do everything. Okay, anyways. Okay, so the letter. Letter, and... Oh, what's this? Oh no, I'm being distracted. Help. Oh, it's over there. Wait, what? Oh, look at that. Okay, we're going to work on this first, and then we'll work on the main story. Okay, I know, a little sidetracking here, but this is worth it. No joke. This we have to do this. Okay, find that person. Okay, there's that person. And back to me reading. Good gosh, here we go. Prepare to, cringe. Anyways, Cujo. No, it can't be Cujo. Anyways, Kama. We'll call him Kama, even though I think we called somebody else Kama in the last season. But anyways, he says, you are? Oh, you're that traveler from abroad. What can I do for you? About HC's letter. This letter? Did Miss H really ask you to deliver this letter to me? This handwriting. It really is her. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you for making this trip, traveler. As for the travel permit, as it's Miss H's personal request, I will naturally see it through. However, I will need some time to prepare. I'm stumbling already. Prepare. How about this? Can you wait for me at no, wait, is that supposed to be Kimmy? Kimmy Nami? I don't know. Kimmy Restaurant. We'll say it that one. We'll say it that way. Why do you want to go there? Well, I want a small favor from you. Recently, I was also thinking of sending something to Miss H. I wrote a letter and also requested Miss K to make some treats for me. I was planning to send them together to Miss H as a present. But if my father finds out about my plans, he might be upset. Just as I was pondering what to do, you showed up. It's only a present. Father does not want me to communicate with Miss H. I understand his concerns. After all, I am a member of the... You know, I need them to pronounce that for me at some point here. The K clan, and one of the enforcers of the Ten Ryu. No. You know what? 10 Commission, that's it. It's as far as we're going on that one. Miss H is the young lady of the K Commission's H clan. And yes, you know what? You can see the stuff on screen. That's why I'm not going to try to butcher it any further. And yeah, so that's why you're supposed to follow along with me. Otherwise, you'd be confused. If I were to get close... Anyways, the character continues saying, if I were to get close to her, it would be inevitable that someone might try to take advantage of our situation. Even though it's only a present, in some people's eyes, it's a lot more than that. Let's not talk about these trivial matters. Traveler, please wait at the K restaurant for me. After I approve the travel permit, I'll bring it to you. Oh, this is great. Okay, so we're going to get a travel permit from him, and then I won't have to deal with this crap anymore. But I have to go all the way around. Just go to a stinking island. But yeah, this would make my life so much easier. And speed things up drastically. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to show. Hold on, real quick. Can I? No, I can't. There we go. I changed up her wings, as you can see here. I gave her the ice wings. Originally, she had the same wings you just saw with the Raiden Shogun. Okay, here's the restaurant. Wait, I'm in the wrong spot. Welcome to the K Restaurant. About K's, or Kama's treats. Oh, I've already prepared the treats that Master K, ordered. I'll bring them to you now. But I'm curious about who Master Kama will give these treats to. It's nothing more than a public relations gesture, Miss K. Or, you know what, maybe I'll go with Kimmy. Because there's a lot of K's and stuff all over the place here, so yeah. A while back, Miss H presented my father with a batch of fine tea. My father knows that Miss H's beloved daughter, Chisato? No. See, likes treats. So he told me to prepare some as a gift in return. Also, real quick, if anyone's complaining about me just quickly doing the letters here, this is two things. Number one, I'm speeding up reading through all this, other than, well, go watch past seasons. You'll get the idea. And number two, you know what? If they want to say all these crazy names that I can't pronounce, then they need to put their voices in the game. The devs can easily afford it. Let's not even go there. Let's move on. So don't complain to me. Complain to them. They should have voices there. Yeah. This is not an indie game. Anyways, let's move on. I was worried that the delivery might take too long. And there might also be unavoidable bumps during the journey. So I specifically asked for this traveler to deliver them. Miss Kimmy, can I have a look at the treats, please? I want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Sure. Here are the treats. Please take a look. Everything is here. Thank you, Miss Kimmy. Let's move out of the way, traveler. I have a few more things to say to you. This is the travel permit. Please take it. With this travel permit, you can freely enter and leave Ritou. Yes! Finally! Oh my god. It's been so long. Alright, my character says thank you. But yeah, I'm beyond my knees saying, thank you so much! You have no idea what this means to us. Ah! Anyways, move on. Okay, he says, it's fine. This permit will make your delivery a lot smoother. Yeah. Also, here's the letter. Did you write this letter yourself? Yes, I try to write this letter in a tactful manner. I hope Miss H won't be offended by it. Maybe I should just call her Miss High. Even though it looks like... Now, whenever you look at the word, it looks like it says High Raggy or whatever. But I know that's not right, okay? So, you don't want me to butcher the name, so yeah. But yeah, maybe I should just go with Miss High for right now, just so I'm not... So I can stop saying just the letter by itself. Even though, yes, there still will be letters, but I'm just saying. Please deliver this letter and the treats to Miss High. That sounds funny. Do we have to go back again? But this time, you have the travel permit. You should have a lot more freedom than before. I'll leave it to you, traveler. I also need to go back and deal with official matters. Ugh, when will I be able to go there myself? Yes! Finally. Yes, I know, my character is super excited. Oh, hold on. We're right here. Let me just grab these. Can't pass up too easy things there. Okay, here's where I want to test it. Should be able to just walk right on in. More and more side quests always popping up. This is why I don't like the side quests building up. Yes! Alright, no block. That's such a wonderful thing. It's like, hey, free person coming through. Meet. Oh. Traveler, you've returned. I guess you've delivered my letter to Kama? Did you manage to get the travel permit as well? Here, this is from Kama. Eh? What's this? Treats and a handwritten letter from Kama? Was it his request? These tricolored dango. He prepared them for me. Thank you, traveler. I'll make sure to savor these treats. As for this letter, I'll read it with great care. Thank you for your... Oh, I thought he was going to say thank you for your hard work. No, thank you for the hard work. Please accept these items as thanks for your help. Who knows, I might need your help again in the future as well. Finally... I'm just so glad it was a quick and easy mission. Even though, yeah, it was a little lengthier when we started back in season 3? Yeah, season 3. Yeah, I gotta try and make sure I'm getting these numbers right. Oh, wow, real quick. Just look at that view. So much has changed. But yet, at the same time, you're like, ah, nothing changed. Well, it did. Anyways, okay, now, where we go? Oh, that's right, I gotta mark it. So we can see where we're going. Okay, so I'm assuming it's 3 wishes. Gotta be 3 wishes, because I remember the tea house. Oh, that's in gold. Yeah, that's it.
Tactics, I'm always ready.
That's definitely it. Well, anyways, now that's going to save me literally 5 minutes of time anytime I want to go to that island now. So, yes. Okay, now I've been trying to avoid this place like the plague all this time because I never wanted this to trigger. And, okay, so it's over here. So basically, I've tried my best to stay away from this side of the little area, and I always tried to just stay in the middle. Even though I know I did come down this road at one point, but I was just like really, really careful, trying not to get close to anyone and trigger anything. What's this? Okay. Let's go to the front real quick. Can I sit down? Oh, no, I can't. Aw. That would have been great to be able to sit down like right here. And have that scenery in the back. Wait a minute, haven't we seen that character before? Ooh, hold up. Hold up. I gotta grab this. This is important. Anytime we see these, we have to stop everything and grab them. They're very important for me. 49. Okay. Any others nearby? Yeah, that's odd, though. I could have sworn I came through here already. Maybe not. So I think I remember going past there. Then again, it might have been before these things started showing up. Anyways, nice little place. Ah, see? It triggered.
According to the letter, this should be the place.
That's what I thought, so that's why I had to be so careful this time. Oh, thank God they're talking.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
Are our clothes really so... what Paimon means to say is...
Here's our invitation letter.
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye.
Oh, wow. Look at her. It's like, oh yes, I'm going to be rude to you until you show me a piece of paper that says I'm not allowed to be rude to you anymore. Oh, look, she's not being rude anymore. Okay. Yeah.
In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
You must be real great at parties.
Well, that sounds more like it.
Okay, in we go. Wait. What happens if we talk to her?
It's been quite some time since I've seen anyone show up with a new invitation letter. I wish you two luck.
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
Oh, look at the doggy! Oh, it's so cute. Okay, if that thing starts talking, I'll leave it at that. Anyways, it's so cute. I can't help it. It's a cute dog. I love how it's wearing all this stuff. Just, oh my gosh.
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
Oh, come on. No, this is a joke. This is a joke. No, Toma's got to be, like, right behind the counter or something. It's got to be.
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Oh, it's even got a bone picture on it. Oh.
Relax. No need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form?
Where did the human-looking Toma go?
Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Hold up. Wait. Is he being serious right now? He's not messing with us? There really is Toma? Hold up. What?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
It still doesn't really add up, though.
Alright. I've had my fun.
I knew it. Because I didn't see the dog's mouth moving. So, yeah. It's just we've already met a talking bird, a talking cat, and I'm pretty sure there's something else that was talking. Now, of course, note, I'm not counting Season 4's Summertime Odyssey because the boat and the squirrel were part of the event. That was part of something else. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. But yeah.
Hey, you're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister.
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Ritou.
Yep, he's been waiting there a very, very, very long time. We're talking many, many, many months.
So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived.
Yeah, long time to think on that.
But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier. Though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Kamisato. I always say Kamisato. I'm going to continue to say Kamisato. So, yes. If you hear me say Kamisato, then you know it's the Sato word there. So, yeah.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies.
So, how do we do in our test?
Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck...
You mean he died in a duel before the throne?
Ah, so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly.
So, will we be allowed to meet the SH?
Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located. But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Narukami Island.
Yes, we can move around. I was hoping we get to see inside here. I just hope that we can come back in here later on. Okay, so we'll call him Mori. Mori says, "It's another peaceful, carefree day." And then my character says, "May I ask who you are?" "Hello, welcome to Komor Tea House. I'm a doorman for the Kamisato clan, and I work here. That being said, I really have nothing better to do than drinking tea here. It's far more relaxed compared to the days when I still had a vision. It's not bad. Not bad at all." "Your vision?" Don't misunderstand. Even though I have lost my vision, I am not actually a victim of the Vision Hunt decree. I lost mine in the competition, fair and square. Back when I was a polearm instructor, I challenged Kamisato A to a duel with polearms. Having learned the secret techniques of Catan... Catan? No. Catan? I don't know. School. I thought I was invincible. But as you might expect, how could I defeat Kamisato A with my limited skill? After losing, I handed my vision over. Strangely, losing the vision felt like letting go of a heavy burden. Those obsessions I had before all disappeared. From that day forth, I no longer stepped into the Kamisato clan estate. Wait. From that day forth, I no longer stepped into the Kamisato. Anyways, stepped into the Kamisato clan estate and became a doorman instead. I don't know why. That sentence doesn't come off right. It's like there's a word missing or something. Maybe... That day forth, I no longer stepped into the Kamisato estate. Oh, I see what he's saying. Okay, yeah. He never went to the one place, but instead became a doorman. Which... yeah, no comment. Kamisato A not only has excellent swordsmanship, but has great skill with a polearm. It's really an honor that I can still serve him as an ordinary doorman. It's not as if a peaceful life is easy to come by. As for me, I no longer need to slave away for some glittering little ball. You've crossed blades with Kamisato A? That was my youthful ignorance. Please forget about it. In my current job, I probably won't be needing a sword or spear. My skills with the spear are probably of little use. If you don't mind, please accept it. Okay, so that got us some adventures experience. Interesting. Whoa! It's a good thing we came back here. Look at this! Good gosh, this chest is huge. Oh, what's that? Whoa, 180,000 more, some bugs and some food. What? Oh my gosh, it was a good thing we came back here. Now, I know I saw something. Aha, there it is. Okay, so we got some chronicles here. Alright. Phew. Comore Tea House is such a great place to drink tea. If only I had an old classical text on hand. You know what? I'm just going to skip all this because we're in a hurry. Go on your way. Look for Taramaru. No. Yeah, I think I said it right. If you need anything from the tea house. Oh, that's cool. Let me sit down here. Wow. Please tell me we'll be allowed back in here later on, please. Oh, the dog. That's who he was talking about. What? Wolf. Who's a handsome doggy? You are. Wolf, wolf, wolf. Can you understand me? Our wolf? Can I sign a contract with you to work here? Wolf? Question mark. Wolf, wolf? Question mark. Have you met someone who smells like me before? Wolf? Wait, what was with the Hold up. Whoops. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. There we go. Oh, I can't zoom in. You turkey. Doggy. Okay. Now we can leave. But please tell me we can come back in here. I mean, you would think that we should be able to since there was a book in there. But I don't know. As for the chest, that's not guaranteed because I've had other spots that are one-time areas where you can get chests. And okay, good. The thing's there. Yes! I just need to wait for it to load. Okay, there it goes. Oh, still loading people. One thing I really can't wait for in Inazuma here is when we can finally unlock both this shop here and the reputation. I desperately need to unlock the reputation so I can start working on it because it's going to take weeks to work on. And yeah, I want to get that unlocked. Plus, once I complete it, I'll finally be able to have the Electro Wings, which is something I really, really want for this character. Well, actually more so this character, but Maybe, maybe not with this character. I'm still not sure. I'm still debating with my main character, because these wings here, I love these wings. And I'm just not sure if I want to keep with these wings for this character or switch to the electric ones. But the electric ones will definitely go on her and my teleport girl. So, yeah.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they? Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt Decree are put into the statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt Decree.
Why did the Shogun issue the Vision Hunt Decree?
Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts.
And I'm guessing Inazuma is the city of control. Yeah, anyways.
As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Well, duh.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt Decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being, I don't know, selfish?
I like how literally both these characters said Raiden totally different. Paimon said it right, Toma said it different. It's just funny when a game can't even keep its own words straight.
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun.
Oh, we'll gladly speak directly about anything.
And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
What was that?
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Well, anyways, with him saying Sato, or however he says it, yeah, I'm definitely not going off what he says. I'm going to just keep, and will always keep, to the way how I say it, Kamisato. Yeah, anyways. My character says, what was that sound just now?
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
I could hear the sound of people's aspirations.
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined.
So vision symbolizes ambition and not power?
Alright, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
Okay. Alright, well anyways, I'm going to need to pause for a little bit. But, as soon as I come back, which will literally be a second for all you. Don't know how long it'll be for me. We'll, of course, continue the main story. But, what I might do, though, is before I resume, I might tend to some of the daily stuff. Because the daily reset is coming up here in a little bit, so maybe if I get some free time here, I'll work on that real quick before getting back to the thing here. So that way we can at least get that expedition reward off the top of the screen there, because that's always annoying. But
if you ever want to
anyways,
try tactics,
yeah,
I'm always ready.
BRB in a second. Okay, finally back, and also, slight screw up on my part. I completely forgot that the Battle Pass was done. So I didn't actually need to wait for to turn in the expeditions and stuff. Same thing with the daily resin. I didn't have to wait, and yeah. Anyways, but I did, though, have to wait for the daily missions. Or, sorry, daily commissions. So, oops, wrong thing. So, yeah, I did have to wait for that. But, anyways, that wasn't, of course, not the reason why I was paused. It's just this time of day. Certain things happen. I have to just, yeah. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Now I'm all lost. Oh, yeah, so when I came back, let's see. We now have another Dovlin's Sai, so I can now upgrade her ability again, which actually is like between this and this, but I want to get this one upgraded. So, anyways, actually, I did not get this particular one. Originally, I actually got the claw. However, I just learned something new today, which I did not know, which is converting. I mean, I've known converting exists in the game, but I never really looked too much into it. Number one. Number two, I've never really known how to get these. Let's see. Starters. Oh, yeah. See. Right there. Okay. Yeah. I think I did see that before. Wait. Is there another? No. Yeah. Forget that. Okay. So, because of that, never really looked into this. However, I did not know, didn't realize that you could actually convert this stuff here, the things I've been trying to go for, you can actually convert it using these thingies. Now, I've seen these things before, but I didn't really know exactly what their purpose was before. Originally I had 6, of course now I'm down to 5. And yeah, I learned that, oh hey, I can switch the pieces I don't need right now, like say this one here, over to the thing I do need, which of course is the Sai here. So it's like, yay! Now of course I still would have to farm for these things, which you can do, kind of. Well, when I say farm, I don't mean farm like an active farm. I'm just saying like you can like lower the difficulty of the hold on. Oh no, I didn't mean to transport there. Oh no. Son of a biscuit. Alright, great. BRB, I'm gonna get us back to where we were just at. Well, actually, you know what, here, before I do, let me just show this real quick. Here we go. Now, right now, I can actually run this at level 70. And, of course, now, you still have a chance to get this thing here, okay? But, like, for example, in my case, since my world level, since my world level is not high enough yet to have the wolf here, wait a minute. Actually, no. Yeah. Right now, my world level is not high enough to get the wolf to drop these 3 things, okay? But I can get the wolf to drop that. So basically, like, if I don't get one of these things here, whenever I get these things here, okay, whenever I don't get these, again, like I said, there's a chance to get this, but if I do get one of these here, I can go over to the wolf, and it's pretty much at this point a guaranteed for that, at least I think, if I remember correctly. Right now for the wolf, since I can't get these things, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I can kind of farm that, and then if need be, if I really needed to, I could try. I guess this one drops 2. Yeah, this one drops 2. Just like maybe do this on a lower level, so you have a guarantee, more of a guaranteed chance for it to drop. Because of course, you do it on a higher level, where you can get this stuff, then you might get these things and then not this. But no, you can only try for that particular item, this right here, only 3 times a week. And again, note, I said try for it. Doesn't mean you're going to get it all 3 times. But anyways, yeah, so I just learned that I can actually use that to switch the item over. And that's what I literally just did off camera real quick. I switched that, and also had enough stuff to get those. So anyways, let's finally upgrade her tide color ability. So let's see, 59, or sorry, 50, what am I saying, 25.9% up to 27.4%, additional 230 something, maybe even 40. No, that's 43. Yeah, no, yes, it's 43. 243 HP for that attack. See, base attack 219 up to 231. Damage bonus on hit to see 288 to 304. Okay, it's gonna cost us 260,000. There we go. Now she's been upgraded. Yay. Next is probably going to be this one. Probably. Which, I mean, I could convert again right now, but I don't even have these right now. So, yeah, the only character that could use it right now that I had was just her. And I really don't feel like using them stuff on her right now. Anything that I get of that kind of special stuff, I want to use on just my main crew for right now. So, yeah. Anyways, BRB, let me get back over to where we were at. Okay. Now we're finally back over here, which, good gosh. Yeah, just to continue to show, like I was saying. Yeah, select there, and then do that, and blah, 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 and you get the rest. Now, anyways, as for this stuff here, I remember I did look a little bit into this, but I just never really tried to even do this because it requires a lot of 5-star artifacts, and yeah, I just don't understand this as much. Maybe one day, once I can get tons and tons of 5-star artifacts, then maybe I'll thoroughly look into that and work on that as well. But at least my main character, Beto, is a little bit more upgraded now. Oh, and also I've definitely noticed a difference with her, even just her main attack. With the sword, and, or sorry, the Claymore. Yeah. Ever since I've upgraded, so it's like, yeah. Alright, finally, back to the main story. At the Kamisato clan residence building, whatever you want to call this place. Nice place, though. Wait a minute. No. Oh, so we can finally enter. Oh, please tell me we can continue entering here after this. Because I couldn't go in here before. Please, I don't think. No. No.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be snazzier.
Well, it's hard to top the Dawn Winery.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
My character thinks this is slightly anticlimactic.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can...
Oh, which one do we go with? I'm just here to meet the Raiden Shogun.
Oh,
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
I'm going to leave now.
no, please, wait! Please, don't go!
What?
I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon got that right?
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here.
This is a tall order.
Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
The princess behind the curtain. Ooh, more books. Oh, we better be allowed to be able to come in here whenever. But still, we gotta grab everything now just in case. If there's even anything left. Which I don't think there is. It's like, hey, she's here. She's behind the curtain. We found her. Here she is. Hey, Toma, see? See, we found her.
Miss Kamisato's left, it seems. No cutting corners now, okay?
Oh, another thing that happened off camera was I finally was able to bring Mondstadt up another percentage point for the overall exploration, which I'll show in just a second. Up here in this area here, it was at 97 since last season, but as I was working on the... where are they at? Oh, these things here, ley line outcrops. I can't remember where I was at. Somewhere around here, I spotted like a couple torches that needed lit. And I'm like, wait, is this another puzzle? Is this one somehow I missed? And sure enough, it was. It was one I missed somehow. And it got me another chest, and now we're finally at 98. So we're slowly getting there. It's just, I don't know where the last of the stuff is. Like I said last season, I want to believe that the rest of the percentage points is going to be on that little island out here. That we definitely need to get to in this season. Definitely. I mean, I need to literally make like some time to go out there and work on that island, because I am thinking that will finish off Starfell Valley, because it's getting really annoying seeing like 100%, 100%, 100%, 98%, and then down here 100%, and of course I'm still always working on trying to get these percentages up, so, well, ignore the chasm. But then who knows how long it's going to take for this stuff down here. Other than, of course, T Island, which we worked on and finished in Season 3. So, yeah, that was a big thing for Season 3. Okay, anyways, back to where we were going. Alright, so we need to go down there. Oh. Alright, is anything going to happen here? Do I need to see anyone? Do I need to talk to anyone? Oh, I can see a little time challenge up there.
There are still documents that need to be seen by the commissioner.
Okay, let's not disturb him. Off to the next quest. Oh. Okay. Oh, would this be the one about the farmer?
Cold beer. A hard day's work. Nothing like...
There it goes.
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Wait, this guy has to stay here because he needs to take the kids out to play? I'm sorry, but that was just a really bad line to go with for their one-liner there. Wait a minute, this guy here, I think he actually has been like standing or walking back and forth right in this spot here, because he looks awfully familiar. Like it says, ask the crowd for news. Okay, so these two now count as a crowd. Got it. Alright, so let's talk to this guy first. So why the change?
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of the blue, he announced that he was going to leave and become a wanderer.
Well, that's why he was walking around. He was taking a good long thinking walk or thought. Yeah, we can call it a thinking walk, if you will. But I don't know what you want to call it officially. But yeah, it's not. He came up with this out of the blue. He thought long and hard about it. So yeah.
Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he's in this state. He's a lost soul.
Well, maybe he does need to go out. You know, maybe find something new, so he's not moping about the vision anymore. You never know. Keeping him locked up here isn't going to change anything.
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here.
Also, I love how they're just talking right in front of the guy. Okay, let's talk to her.
You must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay.
Wait, I never agreed to trying to make him stay. But anyways, what's happened?
Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago. Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him.
And now you don't want him to go because, oh no, we're losing our security. We're screwed. Let's be selfish and make sure he stays. But no, I understand now. If he was literally their only line of defense, and I can understand, that's perfectly fine. Them trying to make him stay, but at the same time, they can't force him to stay, so they're in a real tough pickle now.
But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We can't help but wonder, was it something we did?
No, he just, again, probably wants to find something new. Stop moping around. I don't know.
We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay.
Well, what if he doesn't want to stay? Did you ever think about that? Huh? Oh, but let's get in. Let's get on his case. Like, no, we don't know anything. Let's just force him to stay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now we can talk to him.
You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay.
Exactly. However, I guess we're going to have to force him to stay. So let's go with, everyone depends on you.
True, but that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back?
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
Okay, either his memory is really shot, or something's fishy going on here. I can't. Yeah, something's happened. Something's going on. Some massive fishiness going on.
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary. It must be around here somewhere. Let's take a look.
There's a small chance I think I might have already found it in the past. This sounds awfully familiar.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
Wait, head back to the village? I thought we were in the village. You lost me. Press to find... Oh. Okay, maybe we did not find the diary. You're kidding me. It's right here where he's been at this whole time? I quit.
This looks like Tejima's diary, all right.
Okay, something really weird's going on here.
Let's see what we have here.
And isn't this just so convenient? It's been sitting out just for us to find.
Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon before finding out that Bamboo was the name of his pet crab.
Wow.
I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the distance.
Okay, that's both sad and funny at the same time.
Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh? Wait, there's more! I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession. Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. Time to pay a visit to the shrine. So this is the Omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child. But anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy?
Okay, so basically if we return... use elemental side, find clues. Okay. If we return some items to him, maybe he'll Remember again? Is that what they're trying to go with this?
Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that Tejima visited a lot. The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something precious here. Something that kept him in the village all these years? Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig it up and take a look. It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a really long time ago.
Yeah, so let's just go through this person's personal belongings and... Yeah, anyways, moving on. Oh.
Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again?
Wait, Konda Village, we've been there. Oh, that's this place. Because my character says it's here. Anyways, it says, if we become separated during war, go wait for me in Konda Village. There'll be a safe home for us there.
Huh. So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone.
But now he's forgotten.
But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh?
Besides, if... Oh, wait, who wrote the note, though? Because if he wrote the note, then of course... If we have the note, then that means the other person didn't get the note, which means the other person... That's why the other person's not here. But if the other person wrote the note, and... Then... Obviously, I guess that means the other person's dead.
Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
Oh, that book we picked up earlier in the tea house. It's that right there. So yeah. Anyways, as for this...
I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the Omamorian letter belonged to me too.
Okay, if that's his handwriting, that means the other person never got the letter. Well, no wonder the person never showed up if they didn't get the letter. Unless I'm missing something here, this is quite screwy.
But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary.
Neither do I. But yet we're all here, ain't we? I'm sorry, bad joke. Anyways.
Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years.
What if there's a way we can find out who it is? Like, what if the person's still alive? What if that person's out there?
Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited.
Aha! It is... Okay, probably someone he was eventually going to marry. So we definitely got to see if she's alive then.
And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye.
Yeah, he went to sleep one night, and next thing you know, it's 30 years later. Good gosh. But no, I mean, that almost feels real anyways. You know, one moment you're here, next moment it's like, oh my god, it's been years? What? So, I understand where he's come from.
How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared.
And now my character's gonna ask a stupid question. Does that make you feel sad? Says my character.
No, not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. I barely recall any of it. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream.
Well, you gotta at least try to remember her name, so we can try to track her down. Or unless, I guess the game doesn't want us to do that, because my character is now saying, so do you still plan on leaving?
I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting.
Oh, come on, we gotta see if she's still alive.
Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her?
Yeah, but it'd be more upsetting if you left and she finally showed up and you weren't here.
When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart.
So basically, you're screwed if you leave, and you're screwed if you stayed. Pretty much sums it up.
How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness. The feeling that something is missing.
Okay, we gotta get this guy's vision back so he can get his memories back. We gotta help him out.
Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here.
Yes, but we still need to help you out, though.
I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes Paimon really sad.
And my character says, yeah, me too.
Seems it's just like Ayaka and Tomo were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too.
Huh. Kinda nutty with the wordplay there.
That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we?
No. Well, yes, slightly, but we still need to help him, and I've got a bad feeling we're not going to get to.
Well, let's go find the next person.
See? Great, just great.
According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
Okay, what if it comes down to where later on we change things and everybody gets their visions back, and then everyone that we're dealing with now will be able to move on and restore their lives and have better lives and help everyone out. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh great, there's another side mission we have to tend to someday.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. The ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt decree. But why would they take action against one of their own?
Because they're insane?
Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Emergency provisions, like emergency food?
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
Nope, never heard of them.
What? We just happened to be passing by.
What she said.
We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution.
And let me guess, he's totally forgotten all about it.
In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything.
Because he's lost his memory.
He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No, I don't think that's the case.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
Good work, Detective Paimon. Just what we were already going to do.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to.
We heard that you lost your vision recently.
And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Huh. He seems to be telling the truth. But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Something's off here. I'm starting to think maybe it's not exactly the visions necessarily that's made them lose their memories. I mean, like, I'm not saying that taking away the visions specifically was the thing that made them lose their memories, but I think if the Raiden Shogun is involved in this somehow, in terms of, like, personally taking it off them, since the guy did say he ticked her off, what I'm thinking, maybe she had a power or something where when she took their visions, she also took part of their memories. Because, oh,
We really outdid ourselves this time.
okay, let me quickly finish. Because we've met someone before who had a vision taken, or well, he doesn't have the vision anymore. Let's say it that way, and he never had any memory issues. Anyways, let's continue.
All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history. You demand, boss.
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
Yeah, and they are so sad. Let's get rid of these losers.
Picked the wrong test subject.
Aw, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know?
Oh wow, you worked hard to. Okay.
Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you.
Forget it. Tell us what you know about Kay.
Kurosawa. Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
So what
Oops. No, wrong button.
Flies. You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside.
Great. Who knows what we just lost? There's a small chance I can maybe try to take it back, but it's risky. If I just close out the game real quick and then bring it back to this spot, that might work. You know what? BRB, I'm going to try it. Okay, thankfully it did work. Closing out the game and going back in. It actually put me right at the beginning of this entire like cutscene side. Of course, I had to go through a few lines here, but I got us back to right where I left off. So now we can finally continue.
So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of Mora here. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
Yes, of course.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Huh.
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Ah, this is funny. The ring behind the characters here is still present. It didn't even like reset when I clicked out of the game and came back in. That's cute.
Let's go.
The campaign begins.
I still really hope that in a future update they make it so that the ring will only show up in combat, or whenever you push the button, and maybe show up for just a little bit and then go back to being hidden. That's good. Gosh, that thing is so annoying. Oh, this place. Okay.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about?
Yeah, about these IOUs.
Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Not really, however I do have the Mora. We could do it, if you want. But of course I know the game's not gonna let me.
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions at his own expense.
And that's why he's poor now.
And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself?
Well, unfortunately, he doesn't remember.
I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
But we didn't buy anything.
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, I don't like her.
Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think. 2,000 mora should be a fair price.
Now, even though, of course, for us, it's fair. So fair enough. But, if I remember, with the price of other stuff, it's a bit high, but, you know.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again and see if he can remember anything.
Like here, real quick. If we go here. Like here, look at this. 2,000 mora could get you 34 salt. Or... Actually, that's the cheap one. $20 milk. 17 shrimp. And two of these weeds. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, though, I do wish, though, that they would give us the option to be able to pay off the debts. Because I think I spoke about that either last season or the season beforehand. I already talked about how I just hate that they don't even give you the option. It's like, I have the in-game mora. Oh, I gotta put this back. I mean, look at this. We're like, what? Let's see, 7 million. We were actually just recently at 8 million mora. And yeah, I could easily pay off this guy's debt. But no, let's continue to act like my character is broke.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
Actually...
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so.
Mind if we have a look?
This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember, all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems
words are virtue and justice.
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryou Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword.
Oh, for crying out loud. Here's one of these things again. I keep bringing this up every time, and I'm going to continue to bring it up because this is ridiculous. When they have both options, or more, there could be times where there's more, and they're all like one sentence. It's like, are you kidding me? Why split up this? I mean, this is just extremely... I mean, it's bad enough that our choices don't really matter at all. But it's even worse whenever they split up a sentence or thought and put it between two different things. And it's like, really? Okay, so we're just going to go with the first one since, it's the beginning of a sentence. Losing the vision.
Yeah. Seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience.
Yeah, and it says just... Oh, God. Very, 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 very... I don't even know if I want to even use the word lazy writing there with that, splitting it up like that. I don't know. I don't even know what you want to call that. Stupid.
Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Okay, so something doesn't make any sense here. The guy was acting like this is his place here. He was standing here. He was even cooking here. But yet we know this is not his place. It's these two.
Atsuko. Is she still...
They are the owners of this place because back in... I want to say it was the beginning of Season 3, I think it was. I think. I can't remember now. We actually spoke to these two, and they have a daughter who we talked to, who's in Lilu. Sorry, at Lilu Harbor. Somewhere is like right around here, if I remember correctly. And yeah, there was a whole thing on that, but it's just nutty that this guy here was standing here and acting like this was his place. Like, it's not your place. Okay, where's this? Oh no. Okay, if I can just stay away from that spot till the next episode, that would be really, really great. Let me see. How close do I get? Because looking at the time, we gotta end. I gotta get up here though. This is where I'd normally be. I should have just fast traveled. Stupid on my part. I need to see exactly where this thing's at. Okay, it's down there. I don't normally go down there, so... Oh, I see. I actually see it now. I see the exact spot. Okay. Yeah. I can easily avoid that. Good, 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 good. Until next episode. Alright, well anyways... Oh, let's find a spot to sit down. Is there any... No. Okay. Alright, well... Oh, wow. Yeah, let's just untag that for right now. There we go. Okay. Anyways, okay, so what did we do in this episode? We went over briefly, just a slight recap of last season, which actually was more like just a few words. Oh yes, it was the Summertime Odyssey. Yes, okay, yeah, we did that. We did go over the images I had that I pulled from the internet about what's coming up with Sumeru, and you know, just all that. We went over what the plans are for the season, which again is going to be trying to get through Inazuma as fast as we can, the main story, so that we can then start Sumeru once that comes out. But like I said, I do want to try to fit in there that one little island I pointed out earlier, and I would like to get the Chasm in here at some point, but I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get through Inazuma, but I can definitely guarantee that next episode we will definitely make a lot more progress in next episode versus how much progress we made this episode, because we did have to also work on that side quest to finally unlock Ritou Island, which, oh my gosh, I literally still can't believe that if we could have just taken a few extra minutes that one day, however long ago it was, when we were working on that quest back in, I believe, Season 3, just a few extra minutes, and I could have had access to leave and enter that island all this time. It's been months, literally months, that I've been not able to get on and off that island over there, which we can actually just see on our left. And, oh my god. Well, anyways, like I said, at least the good news is it's going to save me a lot of time in terms of getting to that island above it, just north of it, whenever I'm trying to go for the those handguards. So I can't even say how thankful I am on that one. Anyways, as for the current quest we're on right now, okay, so next episode we'll tackle this third and last person here, and then see where it goes from there. Me personally, I'm hoping that we will be able to help these people, like for example, well, first off, give them all the visions back, and I hope it gives them their memories back, which I'm assuming it will, but hey, you never know. But I really do hope that this first guy here we dealt with in this village, hopefully we can, if he can get the name back, hopefully maybe he'll have us do a quest where we can track the girl down, which I personally hope, but you know what, who knows, it probably won't even happen. We'll just have to, of course, wait and see. But, hey, at least we finally made some more progress with this overall thing, and I would like to see us actually join this rebellion so that we can, you know, stop the Shogun from doing all this crap, screwing over all these people, and just be able to continue time here, since time, in their words, you know, has stopped, so to speak, in terms of the fact they're not allowed to use visions, they're not allowed to have progress. It must be, everything must remain the same. So it's like, come on, give me a break. So that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping, and really hoping, that we'll be able to somehow fix everything and see where things go from there. But that's just my hopes for, you know, what we're gonna see here. So yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be it for episode 1 of Season 5 of Genshin Impact. We'll, of course, be back next time with Episode 2, where, like I just said, we'll continue the main story and see where it goes from there. But anyways, again, that's going to be it for this episode. So until next time, keep on gaming.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions